If London house prices are skewing the British economy, it's even worse in San Francisco, where hordes of rich young tech workers on six-figure salaries are pushing the cost of housing into the stratosphere. Now, local residents who've lived in the city all their lives are furious at being forced out of the market. From San Francisco tonight, Inigo Gilmore has this.
Love you, baby, like a miner loves gold. Come on, baby, let the good times roll. Let the good times roll.
A city of many faces, San Francisco has always drawn people in. First came the gold rush. A century later, the hippies arrived. And the gay rights movement too. Now it's changing again. As the gateway to Silicon Valley, San Francisco has suddenly seen a huge influx of big technology companies and startups. Tech workers on mega salaries are pouring in at the vanguard of a new gold rush. San Francisco has always prided itself on being a colourful and diverse melting pot, a creative space that cuts across the social spectrum. But the stampede to become the world's tech capital is dividing this unique city, fueling a fight over its identity and its future.
Whose city? Whose homes? Whose city?
These are the people taking on the tech boom. 600 people crammed into a community school to decide how to protect San Franciscans facing skyrocketing rents and a wave of evictions.
So we're fighting for the heart of San Francisco.
With demand from flush tech workers growing, landlords have hiked rents and long-term tenants have found themselves pushed out for profit.
When landlords use the Ellis Act, what do? Stand up like that!
In the past year, rents have risen by a quarter. Evictions have more than doubled.
Very well-paid workers from literally all over the world who are all coming to San Francisco to work for one of the tech companies and who all need housing and are getting that housing at the expense of those of us who have lived here for decades or who were born and raised here.
At the protest meeting, we met Patricia, who also now faces eviction.
There are a lot more houses being occupied by hippies.
San Francisco was a very different place when she joined the hippie generation and hitchhiked here 44 years ago.
The aggressive determination of hippies to start a new society has made its mark upon San Francisco's Haight-Ashbury. They object to the ills which beset society: war, social hatreds, money grubbing.
As soon as I landed in San Francisco, I felt at home. Money was not the objective of life. It wasn't your big fancy apartment and all your toys and everything else. It was, you know, and pot was shared. That used to be Jerry's tattoo parlor.
Patricia took me on a tour of her neighborhood in San Francisco's Mission District.
This was a laundromat.
Now it's a yoga
Now it's a yoga studio.
Now one of the new go-to areas for the tech elite. In the past fortnight, these two apartments on her street sold for $1 million each. Where's your place?
This is my apartment over there. I've been there 27 years, and I thought I'd be growing old there, but I'm being evicted.
Patricia has had various low-income jobs over the years and was able to stay here because of rent controls. But a loophole in Californian law is increasingly being exploited by landlords seeking to swap existing tenants with those ready to pay much more.
Move somewhere, but don't throw other people out. And don't have that entitlement feeling that I'm here now, I have the money, and you can go, and I don't care what happens to you. I mean, that's crazy. That's immoral.
So what is going to happen to you? What is your future?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think fighting has helped me get over a lot of my, the fear and the sadness is there, but fighting kind of helps.
Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go.
Patricia's fight has turned to the big tech giants themselves.
We have to keep fighting. We have to keep fighting. And
She and her protest movement have symbolically blocked the plush buses, which transport 35,000 tech workers daily to the headquarters of companies like Apple, Google and Facebook. These corporate buses have become the symbols of a divided city. Behind tinted windows, Wi-Fi on board, the workers get to travel in luxury. We met these two Google programmers on their way to work.
Do you feel there's an awkwardness among tech people that people are getting pushed out of homes because rents are being hiked so high?
I don't know. I guess it feels a little bit awkward to me to be on the other side of a protest, but it's not where I especially think of myself.
These young tech workers hardly fit the traditional protest image of corporate greed, and many sympathize with those affected by a tech boom they've helped to create.
It bothers me that the tech industry in San Francisco has sort of moved in, has not provided jobs for, I think, local residents who lived here beforehand. It's kind of attracting jobs and people from elsewhere, and that's an issue that I think the tech industry needs to appreciate and needs to sort of take steps to mitigate.
But many in the tech world feel their industry has helped San Francisco's economy to thrive and insulate it against recession. The city's job growth is 3 times that in the rest of America. We came across The Hatch today, an incubator where over 100 startups operate in a hive of innovation. Rapid success has inevitably led to rapid change.
And they're based here.
As one of the city's wealthiest tech figures knows only too well.
Most cities in America would do anything to have the success that San Francisco has had. And unfortunately, it's happened so quickly that the city hasn't had time to adapt and change to accommodate it in the way it would like to. It's predicted that the population of San Francisco is going to double over time. So the city is trying to do what it can to accommodate this, but the rate of change has been so rapid that unfortunately there's a lot of people who've been in San Francisco a long time and not benefiting directly from that wealth, and they can't afford to live here anymore. So this is the Transamerica building.
Michael Birch is the British programmer who set up the social networking site Bebo and then sold it for $850 million. He's now built a private club called The Battery in the heart of San Francisco, which critics say perpetuates the new exclusive character of the city. But he insists his club can help to break down social barriers by limiting the number of members from the cozy tech world.
So we're not overly tech focused. The city's very much a tech city, undeniably. We're 1/3 of our members are tech and 2/3 are from other sectors. So we're not about tech and we're not about wealth, but we try to be the most inclusive, exclusive club that you could imagine.
But Patricia and others feel excluded from the new San Francisco, and they're fighting to have their voices heard.
Tech colonizers like Twitter and Google and...
The occasion, the annual Tech Crunchies, the Oscars for the digital world. Inside, it was all glitz and glam as the Digerati congratulated each other. We tried to talk to Marissa Mayer, the head of Yahoo, but she was reluctant to chat. Google, Facebook, Twitter all declined our requests for interviews. The companies the world uses to communicate somehow seem disconnected from those right on their doorstep. In a city that's always embraced protest, it seems these voices of discontent will only grow louder. But are those at the top of the tech world actually listening? Inigo Gilmore, Channel 4 News, San Francisco.